There was a time when the world felt full of signs, when the wind itself seemed to speak, when the stars held messages and every choice felt guided by an unseen hand. There are seasons in life when the divine feels close, so close we could almost hear the whisper of destiny in our ear. In those days, the path feels lit, our steps feel chosen, we feel watched, held, accompanied. But no season lasts forever. The day comes when the sky grows quiet, the symbols fade, the prayers echo back with no reply, the warmth of spiritual certainty cools into doubt, and the seeker stands alone in a silence deeper than night. This silence is not a mistake. It is not abandonment. It is not punishment. It is the threshold. The ancients understood this. Every hero in every age faced it. Odin hung from the world tree and heard nothing. The Buddha sat beneath the Bodhi tree and faced only his own mind. Christ walked into the desert and the heavens stayed still. Arjuna stood upon the field, and his spirit trembled before the first word was spoken. The silence before revelation is older than scripture, older than kings, older than memory. It is not the gods who change, it is the soul that has entered a deeper chamber. When the gods are silent, the first reaction is fear. We question whether we have strayed from the path. We look for mistakes. We search for omens where none appear. Next comes anger. Why have I been left alone? Why now when I need guidance most? Then sorrow. The sorrow of one who believed themselves chosen, of one who believed their purpose was certain, and finally, the most dangerous temptation of all, to turn back, to return to comfort, to numbness, to the familiar world where nothing was demanded of us. This is where most lives stop, not in defeat, but in retreat. But there are some, a few, who stand still in the silence. They do not run. They do not beg. They do not rage at the sky. They listen, not for the voice they once knew, but for the one that has not yet awakened. For the silence is not empty. It is full, full of everything you are not yet able to hear. The gods have not vanished. They have withdrawn so that something within you may rise to meet them. This is the moment where a seeker becomes a soul in their own right. For faith is easy when the divine is near, when the path is clear, when the heart is warm. But faith, true faith, is forged when the world goes quiet, when the fire dims, when the road vanishes, when no sign comes to ease the uncertainty. The silence is not a void, it is a mirror. It shows us who we are without support, without reward, without audience. It shows us our shape, our honesty, our endurance. The gods fall silent not to punish the seeker, but to reveal whether the seeker's devotion was to guidance or to truth. There comes a moment, subtle as dawn breaking, when something shifts, not outside, within. The breath slows, the fear loosens, the mind ripples like water settling after a storm, and a voice emerges, quiet, steady, unforced. It is not the voice of the gods. It is the voice of the one who has walked through silence and did not break. The gods have not returned. They were never gone. They were waiting, waiting for the soul to speak with a voice of its own. When the gods are silent, it is because the next step must be taken without them. Not because we have been abandoned, but because we are being invited to become something more. To walk with strength that does not rely on signs, to act with integrity that does not require approval, to endure without witness, to love without promise, to continue without certainty. This is not despair. It is adulthood of the spirit. The child seeks reassurance. The hero walks, and so the seeker rises, slowly, quietly, without fanfare. No angels descend, no fire splits the sky, no sudden revelation floods the mind. Just a step, and another, and another. The silence remains, but it no longer feels like emptiness. It feels like vastness, the space in which the soul can finally expand to its full size. The gods are silent not to test your faith in them, but to reveal your faith in yourself, not the self of ego, but the deeper one, the one who endures, chooses, stands, and continues. The silence is the sanctuary of becoming. Walk it without fear, for the gods watch most closely not when they speak, but when they do not.